Now, everybody knows I love two-strokes. Hey, I wish I had a couple of more of them in my collection. But this was a special bike. We went down, Bob Navola and I went down to, this is one of the really old ruts hut, I think 10, 12 years ago. And this guy had a Kawasaki triple with 2 engines. And I was impressed. The reason I was impressed, not because I want to have one, probably it's a drag bike, but I'm not sure. Didn't get to speak to him too often. But because one thing I know, to do any modification on a bike is a lot of work, and it's always a lot more work than you think it is. There's always little problems that come up. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you tighten that bolt? How do you take that apart later on? But the gentleman that built this bike, I have to take my hat off to him. There's a lot of engineering in this bike, and it looks easy when it's done. But I know, just like Alan Milliard, if you look at any of his videos, and they are wonderful, he is a creative, a really, really creative guy. And I wish I would have had more time to speak to this guy, but I was with Bob Navola, and we were going to go out on a ride after this, and we wound up spending pretty much of the time eating hot dogs and checking out this guy. This was the star of the show that night. This is really a piece of engineering. Check it out. So let's think of some of the challenges. The most obvious, right off the bat, you have to find a Kawasaki triple, and then you have to find, this might even be more challenging, another engine. Now on any two-stroke, even an RD, getting the pipes not to hit each other and not to get in the way, and making them, of course, and these all look custom to me. And this one has 6 pipes. What a labor of love. Just making the pipes on this bike had to be. Now I love the fact he's got historic plates on this. When you have historic plates in New Jersey, the bike is supposed to be 100% stock. I'm sure he, like I do, had a way of massaging that. So now think you got to extend the frame, you've got to make all the new engine mounts, you've got to figure out how to get some air to that back engine so it doesn't overheat, especially if you're drag racing. A lot of challenging things on this bike. Now a challenging thing, anybody that's drag race knows, you got to have a clutch that'll take the power of 2 engines here, one way or another. And I know that's challenging. I'll bet Jim Skinner knows how challenging that is. And on a bike like this, even more challenging. Where's he going to do a burnout?
Burnout right there.
Right there? I can't see it from here.
Yeah.
Now, to me, it isn't so much about the burnout or the performance or whatever. He's on the street. He's not on a drag strip. But I'm just amazed at all the challenges that you could get the bike, that you could actually drive it to this meetup, and then do a faux burnout on the way out of here. But I think these people were expecting more.
Went out there to do that.
And my hat has to go off to anybody that can engineer up something like this. I am really impressed. Even making a gas tank longer had to be a big job. Making a seat. I know, making parts, it looks easy when they're done. It always is a labor of love.
burnout. That was all the smoke from the two-stroke. That wasn't a tire burning. That was the engine oil.
So Bob and I ended the night in a very nice way. We had a great ride. There's my two-stroke in the background here while we're waiting for the burnout. And I did a burnout when we left, but not everybody in the parking lot came to watch it. So I don't know who won that battle. I think he did. Anyway, we had a great night. We always have hot dogs at Rutt's Hut. I've posted other videos about these Rutt's Hut meetups. They're always a lot of fun. You look up Rutt's Hut, it's very close to my house. And if you're heading out there, stop and say hello, even if I'm not going. Anyway, on the way home with my two-stroke, I was thinking of a million little things that would be a problem when you go to build a bike like this. Little things you never think about are going to be challenging. And in my case, one of the things would be, how do you get the air to that back motor? And I saw he had vents and dryer vents going down there, making the tank longer. Or you buy that tank. I don't know if he bought it. The seat, you've got to make a seat from scratch, pretty much. Just the rear sets all have to be handmade. There's just a lot of stuff on the bike that, when you think about it, the linkages and all of the carburetor linkages have to all interconnect. You have to get 6 carburetors to open at exactly the same time and shut at the same time and be tuned equally. And probably the middle cylinder's running 1 jet size richer. I don't know. I would love to corral this gentleman, come to his shop and ask him a million questions. Have not been able to do that, but I hope if he sees this video, he'll contact me. Now, another thing dawned on me on the ride home, and this is my original race bike that I restored for Ray Straub, and he drag raced this bike. His son Tim drag races this bike too. They actually have a wheelie bar for it. They have a drag strip in Florida where he lives, and he enjoys drag racing. Now, he's had a lot of work done after I did the restoration. I don't know if he's still drag racing it, but I'm going to be seeing him soon, so we're going to have hopefully some pictures or some show and tell or whatever. But this night with Bob Navola, the late Bob Navola, a great friend, I will never forget this night. It was wonderful. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.